Well, hello. I'm back now with some finished cards. So I went in, you saw me all cut up all the paper and I had it all set up. So I created ultimately, I believe, 6 cards. And I ended up making a 6 of each, but I'm keeping one. So of that, so five times six, I forget. Let's anyway, about 30 cards are going to go out. They're going to go to Cards for Kindness. So they're not the end all be all. They're very simple, but that was the point, is showing you that you can do a simple card, and when you need to mass produce, it's okay. So of course, this is the one you've already seen, the snowflake one, and that's the one I have already finished all, and the other ones I just need to assemble real quick. But we've seen I did them. I'm showing you these because what I did is I allowed the paper to tell me where to put the die cut. So each one is different. I indeed did one that was sideways. And then this one's on the bottom, so I alternated, and this one was on the top. So I let the paper tell me more or less where to put the die cut. And that's what I did pretty much with the rest of these cards I did. And I just did various occasions. So we've seen the winter one. What I did is I made a happy birthday one. Again, very simple. I'm going to show you guys how I did this one. Just gets a little bit different technique, although it's just a little bit of distressing. Not a lot, and then just a die cut and a few sequins, and there you go. I did a fall one. I did an eclipse cut on this one because the paper was, it had a lot going for it. And this is the paper that you cut in strips to use on excuse me, on scrapbook pages. But I used it for a card, and I wanted to see that that was a different way of using that type of paper. And then here's our boo. This is our Halloween card. And I needed to find letters that I could make that word work. So I found these are spellbinder dies that I had. And they were just triple cut. I mounted them. I did it on that holly green paper. And just, mounted it on 2 layers of black. And then mounted it on this. And then I should have shown you. So each one has a sentiment stamped into it with a little bit of decoration, just a little bit. So there's still some space for, either just a signature or a quick little greeting. The fall one, on that one, just, I just wanted a generic card that they could, just say anything. And then I cut out a little pumpkin for one of my Diamond Press dies. That's where this one came from. It's one of the Diamond Press Halloween kits, is the little pumpkin. And then my happy birthday came out of a Crafter's Companion, and you can tell my wishes is a little wonky. Oh well, it's the beauty of a handcrafted item. But this is from the, oh my god, the Verse binder set from earlier this year from HSN. Then we moved on. I have a Thanksgiving basically one. And this is done with the Hero Arts die. It's right here. I have it handy right here. I can show that to you because I still have it. So it's the stamp and cut, and you can still get it. It's still available. I've seen it. I'm positive I've seen it at Joann's, which is probably where I picked this up. I believe. I could be wrong. But I did the die cut, and then I added just a little bling there to dot the eye, because I couldn't imagine grabbing 3 layers of little dots and layering them and then gluing them all those together and then putting it on there. No. And then I use just the worded sentiments and then adding the blessings on the inside as a quick little sentiment. This one's Merry Christmas. Again, same premise. I used the stripe paper that you use to cut out the strips to use for scrapbooking, but instead I used it for my backing on my card because it was pretty. I really did like it. And it had a lot going, so it was very decorative. And sometimes you don't need to do a lot to a card. Let the paper speak for itself, which is what I did. So I just added the Merry Christmas, and I added a little red rhinestone there to dot the eye. And then I just found this is a wood mount die that I've had for forever from Michaels, and I unmounted it. And then I then used my Misty to stamp, and then the little snowman that you'll see in the other cards I made also. And then we have Winter Wishes, and this is, I can't remember, it was like when I was on the hunt, I grabbed this piece of paper extra. Oh, okay, I'll make these too. So that's another winter card. And on the inside, this is from the Snowflake, the Snowflake set from, oh my goodness, let me reach over, sorry. Let's see, it is right in here. I want to show it to you, but I'll also link down below so you know where you can find it, because I'm fairly confident it's still available. Everything I use, here it is. It's from this set, the Glittering Snowflakes from Sarah's Signature Collections. But I used that. I took sentiments from that set to use for these dies, for these cards. And so I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So yep, 30. So I will be sending off 35 cards. So not bad. It's taken me, I'm not kidding you, a couple of days to get this all assembled and put together, but that's only because I don't have all day to work on card making. I work full time, so then it's in my spare time that I'm working on these projects and shooting video and editing video. And, you know, and like today, I had to take off work early to take my mother to a doctor's appointment. So I'm busy. So I do the best I can. But this was something that at least I could participate in, and I could make something fairly quickly and get them out. And that's what I wanted to show you guys. So you know, if you can, go ahead and sign up for cards. Or you don't have to sign up, just make something for Cards to Kindness and send it out, because you have the ability to touch a life. So give me a minute, I'll be right back, and we're going to make up these 2 cards real quick, okay? All right, ladies, I have returned. Not that I went anywhere, I just rearranged my desk here. I'm ready to go ahead and show you really quick. This card came together very quickly. All I have is my standard A2 card. I have a piece of paper, of pattern paper, that I cut just a little bit smaller. So this is, I believe, 4 by 5 1/4, but I will insert the measurements down below. It's pretty standard for all the cards. And then I cut out this sentiment, and it is, I believe, this is a, no, it's Tonic. I believe it's a Tonic. But I will link you down below to it. But it was perfect. It was nice, a nice size. It'll go right there. I went ahead and die cut it with 2 white backgrounds and then a pink out of Tonic paper, or that pink sparkly paper I liked really a lot. And I've already gone ahead off camera and layered them all together. You guys have seen me do it, how I do it many times before, so there was no need to repeat that step again. Now, all I did to this piece of paper is I roughed it up. I wanted to give it a nice little distressed look. I opted not to ink it, though I really wildly wanted to, but I wanted my point was to cut back steps, to make a simple, as for lack of a better term, I call it a quick and dirty card. So just something that would look pretty, but could be put together quickly if you needed to put together a lot of cards, like in this case where I'm doing 35 cards to donate. I needed to come up with, you know, a fairly streamlined production. But I did want to do a little point of interest, so I went ahead and just roughed it up, and I'm using my little Tonic Tim Holtz distressing tool. And all I do is I run it across. I'm going to rough it, just drag it. I find that pulling works better than pushing, and not to press too hard. It's better to go a little bit on the light side and just go over it and over and over it to get your look, than to try to press too hard because you're in a rush, and then you might slice or damage your paper. And that very first corner right here, I don't go to the corner. I actually will come back, like let me show you on this one. I come back, I turn the paper over, and then I pick it up so that you're less likely to damage it. But see, as I come back over it multiple times, it really roughs it up really nicely. It gives it that look that I wanted, that very shabby chic. And I haven't done this. I haven't distressed paper in a while. But it's just really, really, really pretty. I mean, to me, I like it. I really, really, really do like that distressed look. Usually I ink it, but again, I'm just purposefully keeping this simple. Just a quick card. I just wanted to show you guys that this is possible. And it'll still be pretty. And I'm sure the recipient will very much likely, because remember, it's a handmade card. This is not, they ran down to the 99-cent store, or, you know, or even if it's a Hallmark card, still, the fact that this took a lot longer than going down and buying a $2 or $3, you know, $5 card. This, you know, you're telling a person you are worth my time. That's the important part to me. That's what speaks volumes in a handmade card. And this is something else you can, again, if you want, lightly go back and forth. Again, to rough up your edges. But the point is just to distress, you know, give it a nice, good distressing. And if you want to do both sides, it just really adds to it. But I always go, see there, I dug it in a little bit deeper. If you dig, the harder you push, the more you distress. But there is a fine line between just enough and oops, I just tore off the corner of the paper. Not that I've ever done that, no. Ah. Okay, but now I have a bunch of fuzz on my mat, which I will now dump on my floor, and I will vacuum it later. So I have my card, and it's ready to get this layer put on it, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it, and I already have my Dirty Misty set up. Oh, look, I found, no, that's not the magnet I said was missing. I'm missing one of my magnets. It'll turn up, or it'll turn up on the floor somewhere where Elvis stole it. So I'll let you guys know ultimately what the whereabouts of the magnet was. But I'm going to take my card. I already have it set up to do both the back piece and the front. But I'm just going to grab that, put my little magnet there and one there. I have my sentiment. And I was just telling the peanut gallery in my defense when I showed you this card that I felt that this part, the wishes, it does go down. Like, oh, how did I do that? Actually, the stamp itself is crooked. I had to stretch it up and to straighten it out. So it was not operator error. I just wanted you to tell that and tell you guys that. And sometimes it just happens. I'm really surprised because it's a Crafter's Companion stamp. I am very surprised at that. But there you go. It was something as simple as, okay, I can fix that. I just, you know, when I affixed it to my Misty, I went ahead and problem solved, crisis averted. And all I did was ink it up with my VersaFine. And we will just press it down well, because I'm going to try to do this in one and done. And yep, one and done. Let me just press it down just to get the last of that ink if there's any left. And there's the front of my stamp. I'm going to clean that off. But I am going to leave it there because I have the other stamps to the rest of the cards to stamp really quickly. But if you do it well before you add your ephemera and whatnot, it makes it so much easier. And then here, I just turn it this way. And I'll grab my magnet. And I need to slide it over a little bit. I need to adjust. Pretty good, not bad. Okay, so this is now the back of the card that I already had set up. I've had it set up for all the cards. I just have to adjust the card. And then I can do it. Now I know that it's 1 tick before 6 inches. That's where I put it for the rest of the landscape style cards. Just add ink. Stamp that real quick. Ta-da! One and done. Oops. Ugh. I don't like to do that, although I'm going to replace this mat I found at Frank's Garcia Studios. I found the thicker, excuse me, the fun foam that I can use here in my Misty. And we'll set this here aside. And now, I mean, we saw how I spent ages and hours and, you know, all kinds of time distressing that up, but I'm really happy with the look of that. Although this a little end, I want to, where'd my distressing tool go? I want to distress that down just a little bit more. But there you go. It's pretty much, this is a quickie. This is the great part of this. The time, what is time consuming in this is obviously cutting up all your paper and cutting out your die cutting, and then adhering all those layers together. I won't lie to you. I've been at it for a while. I mean, even today, because I do, I'm an immigration paralegal and I work, and I'm basically customer service for an online company. And I was on the call. I was on a call with the client, gluing at the same time because I could. I could think legal and glue layers together at the same time. It's one of those moments where both worlds of my, my life collided, and I'm like, yay! That's how I did these. All the pink ones was today. on a customer call. And then now here, you'll see me do what I always do when I'm gluing something down, is many people you'll see online, and I learned this technique from V&A Creates, except that I modified it because I got tired of, you know, having to wash glue off my hands. So now I put it on my mat, and then I just wipe it down. Nope, let's go this way. Let me grab my favorite tweezers and then just tap it down. And that's all I do. Got half of it glued. Now I pick it up and I drop it down again. Got plenty of glue on this. And then very carefully I drop it down. The lovely thing is, even, my gosh, this is just a whoops. Now see, I had it and then I had to go and touch it. But there you go. That was very quickly glued down, and now I'm going to leave it for a couple of minutes while literally a couple of minutes, because I'm just going to wipe up my glue, because you know I'm going to stick something in it that doesn't belong there. I'm going to wipe that off my mat, and that's as easy as it cleans off these silicone mats. I love them. And then I'm ready just to apply. You notice on my original, I just added just a little bit of sparkle, a few of them, and this is from the sequins. These are Journey Sequins Pink World, which are, I don't know if they have any. They may have finally sold out of these, because I can't remember if on the last Spellbinder sale, excuse me, ow, they had them still. But if they do, I'll link you down below. But wait for a sale. Wait for one of their darn tootin' good sales, because then you can get the bottle for about $2 or $3. So I have this one that's maybe about halfway through, and a whole full one still. But I have a little pile of them right here off camera, so I'm going to grab. I've been dying to use this. This is my little Nuvo tiny little pickup tool. So we're still deciding if we think it's all that in a bag of chips. So the jury is still out on that, because like here I had to pick it up multiple times, so I put a big one there, and who cares? Nobody's going to know. But I do need to find a little one. And some of these are like really screaming pink, and I don't want to see that one. I mean, that's screaming, but it's not the right shade for this card. So there's that one, and then I just have to grab one more. I want a large, not a big one, but there we go. So usually I do this in odd numbers. This is 4, but I don't count the one that I'm using to dot the I. That's my math, okay? Just saying. Okay, so we are going to, whoops, maybe I should take the lid off. What do you guys think? Oh my goodness. Oh, I sometimes scare myself. And all I'm going to do is dot, and ta-da! I'm almost compelled to go boop, because that's what Kathy Zilski does. Oh my God, I love watching her put down little sequins and all that, because she'll put the glue down, and then she'll go boop, and she's so cute. I think she's so cute. I adore her. But we can't do that, because that's Kathy Zilski, so I have to come up with my own thing, and someday I will. Right now, it's ta-da! But there we go. And it just adds just that little bit of sparkle. Just a little bling. Little bling bling. And there you have it. There's my happy birthday card. So again, and that just came together in a few minutes. Again, the more work was the prep work in advance of getting this done. So I'm going to set these aside. And now we're going to do the fall card. Fall card takes a little bit more work. I'm going to bring out, that one needs my marquee. Bring that out. I mean, it's in a different way. Again, a lot of this was, what speaks for it is the paper. The paper and the fact that I did the eclipse. I did these as an eclipse. But I got these, I'm using an alphabet. This was from Hobby Lobby. It is Memento. It is this set. It is for Memento, and they have it at Hobby Lobby. And keep in mind that every other week they're on sale. I think 30, 40, or 50% off. So in fact, this week, the week that that I'm filming in, It's the week it's on. No, it's on sale. It'll be on sale next week. Because it's on sale the same week as paper is, if I remember correctly. Because I was just there and it wasn't on sale. So I think it's on paper week. I think. And if it's not, then it's not on paper week. But it's every other week. You're going to find all of the dies, Spellbinders, Sizzix, Tim Holtz, Momenta, all of the ones they carry are going to be on sale 40 to 50% off. So you have that. But that's the alphabet. I bought that alphabet specifically because I wanted to have a bigger, chunkier alphabet to do Eclipse, to do this. And that's how I did my fall. So I just literally grabbed my piece of paper. I should really create a template. But by the time I get it done, there's not that many cards. If I were doing a lot of cards, then yeah, I probably would do a template. You really should. Don't do as I say, don't do as I do. Because that way you don't have to line them up every time you do the card. Let me just attach this already to my A. But I have to line up my F and my A first. They'll fall right about here. I wanted it a little bit lower because I have hopes. I'm going to still try to look for either a small die or a small stamp ball, or I might leave well enough alone because I really had visions of maybe putting happy right here. But I also really like those sunflowers, so I don't know. I may leave well enough alone because it is pretty in and of its own right. And all I have to do is make sure these are straight and they're even. So, or as good as they're going to be. Okay, and then, so I got those two pressed down, and then the L needed 2 tapes. And then I do have to look here for where it lies so that I know how to line it up, where the edge goes. Because I'm going to have to do the other L. I can only cut 2 of these letters, 3 of these letters, and then I have to come back for the other L. And I'm going to, for this purpose, I'm going to break out a new folder. Dun, 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 dun. Just so that because I need one. My gosh, my other one is, they're pretty, I did almost all the die cutting for all of these cards with this folder. You can tell. It started out, is it this one or is it the other one? Let me see. Oh no, it's this one. Let me take it back. This is the one that was not that beat up when I started, but look at it. You can tell. And it still works. It still works. But on something like this, because it's larger letters, I'd rather just, go ahead and break out a new folder. And all I'm going to do is die cut that out. And it really is just one pass. And it's going to die cut this. That's what I love about my marquee. I can check it. Yeah. We are good. There are my letters. Right there, I'm going to set these aside because I need them. We are not done with them by any means. And now I've got to bring my L over. And we notice, okay, so it's like, gosh, that's like a 1/16 of an inch above the yellow line there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to line it right back up under the A. Do my little 1/16 of an inch again. And make sure it is straight, because it is not. My L is not straight. There we go. Good, good. That came together kind of quickly. I'm almost afraid. I'm like, am I seeing this right? I never do things this fast. It leaves me afraid. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And we're going to toss. I'm literally tossing my letters up onto my Tonic holder, die holder now, so that I don't misplace them. And Elvis doesn't steal them. Because what happens, I have my trash right here to my right, and things have a tendency of falling into the trash that don't necessarily belong in the trash. There we go. So now we have fall cut out. Not that exciting, huh? But wait, the magic is still to come. We now have a defective card. Did you notice that? Did you notice that? I grabbed this one on purpose. I goofed and was moving. I can't remember how it is. I don't know if it's that I dropped the stamping pan. I don't think so. I think it's just that I brushed again. I don't know what happened, but obviously the corner of my stamp pad hit that card, and this is 110 paper. Do you think I'm going to toss this? Oh, heck no. But look, problem solved, crisis averted. All I do is I have to lay down that layer and the card became instantly usable. So I already have the back, but I did not put my sentiment down. So give me a second, let me locate that sentiment and let me set it up. I am like Patton, or was it MacArthur? I'm not sure. The one who said, I have returned, or I will return. Something like that. I'm back, guys. But I've already set up my stamp, the sentiment I picked for this card. So all I have to do is put my card down here. A couple of magnets to hold it in place. Not a lot of fuss in here on this one. I'm just going to turn it sideways. Let me move my marquee. Ow. That hurt. Okay, and here's my stamp pad. I'm trying to keep it out of reach to avoid doing things like I did to this card, right? And all I have to do real quickly is stamp that down. Yep, beautiful. One and done. And I'm going to let that go. Let me just, I'm going to wipe down my stamp pad really quickly. And I will stamp the rest of the cards because I have not, I believe, or I did one or the other. I'm not sure. Maybe I did already. I have to look at them. And maybe I just left the one that I wanted to demo on. But there you go. I know that's so exciting to see happen. Myra cleaning her stamp pad. Her Misty. Okay. Set that right over here. But now we're ready to make the oops right. And this, just so you know, this I just cut up using I deckled edged it using my Tim Holtz trimmer. I have the deckled edge trimmer right here, and I got all excited about it. I've used it a couple of times, and then it sat up here for far too long, and oh no, I need to be using this. So I thought this was the perfect one. So I used my Tim Holtz, the Deckle Edge trimmer. I believe it's on sale right now on Tonic. I'm positive for this weekend. So I will link you down below to the link to it if you want it. I love it. I really, really do. I just don't use it as often as I should. Why? Because I'm a dork. And there you go. I have no explanation other than I'm a nitwit. Okay, and all I'm going to do now is grab Big Mama and just apply my tape in a little whoop in the middle. And then we'll put it up here where it belongs, out of my way, hopefully not falling over. And then we are just going to go ahead and lay this down. Oops, 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 oops. Let's try that again. Okay, good enough. And now I'm literally literally ready to then put this layer down. Except I'm going to trim it down just a little bit more because I want the brown to stick out just a little bit more. So let's just let me take my We Are trimmer, and I'm just going to take off just a tiny sliver, like a 1/16, not quite 1/8 of an inch. Let me see. I think I need to take some off the side too, but let's take a look before I get happy. Yeah, I need to take a, so yeah. Which side? I mean, I centered it. I did a really good job centering it. Drat it. Sometimes it's easier to take some paper off when you've not done a good job. You're like, oh no, that's not centered very well. So I'm going to take a little bit off both ends. Okay. I'll put that away. Take my little slivers off. Mucho better. Well, I could have taken a little bit of a more sliver off. Because I want it to be even. So see, this is where I do things to myself. So I'm doing this, I'm showing you guys, so that you don't become a nut job like me. And, you know, sit here and sliver paper forever because it bothers you. Don't do as I do. do as I say. Leave well enough alone, or cut it down right to start with. I mean, take your pick. But let's see. Oh yeah, now I'm happy. Really, now I'm happy. And to me, that's important. I make these cards not just because I want to get them out of my way, but I like them legitimately all. And that's the important thing is I use the paper I like. I make what I like. And, you know, I don't want to be, you know, it's not like, okay, this is just going to donate these cards, so let me go find my icky paper or anything like that. No. I use good paper that I've been sitting there, to me, hoarding. Mind you, I may have been hoarding it longer than probably I should have, but don't we all do that? Don't lie to me, guys. I know you are out there sitting on 10-year-old paper. You cannot convince me otherwise. I did. And mind you, I took a class, excellent, one of the best classes I ever TA'd for at the expo was with Totally Tiffany. And it was about using her system. And I thought it was going to be a 1-hour infomercial, really, about, you know, using all her scrap stuff. And I forget what that folder system is called. Suddenly it totally left my brain. And actually what it was, about 5 minutes of, hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is what I make, and you can see me out in the booth, and it's all fantastic. And then 55 minutes of how to organize your stuff without using her system. Invaluable, amazing information that I still use. And one of the first things she said was we need to give ourselves permission to purge paper and get rid of that 10-year-old paper that we were never going to scrap with, but we bought it because, oh my gosh, it was pretty, and it was before, you know. Remember when, like, Michael's used to do the 20, or Joann's, the 20 sheets for $1 sale, just ridiculous, you know, or $2, whatever it was. It worked out like a nickel or a dime a sheet back then. Yeah, I have all that paper, or I had. So by the time I was done, I had, kid you not, purged a foot tall pile of paper. I'm like, okay, so it was a valuable lesson I learned from her. Okay, let me take a sip of water real quick for a second. While I look, because I know I left my craft foamies out here. There they are. I'm looking for my dimensionals. I used my taller ones. Oh, I have my little pumpkin here. Let's do that real quick. This is a little pumpkin. Again, the little pumpkin I die cut from my Diamond Press. This is from one of my Diamond Press kits. Just a little pumpkin. We'll just apply a little bit of glue. That's kind of drying. I left the glue, so I'm gonna have to make sure I declog that bottle. It's kind of cloggy because I left the lid off because, again, why? I'm a dork. I am nothing, people, if not consistent. You cannot accuse me of that. Okay, so now we've got our little pumpkin on the inside, so now we're ready to go ahead, and now we're going to, and I use this one because it's a bit more of a pain in the butt, for lack of a better term. Let me grab my scissors. Because I have to cut it up in more ways than one. But it is taller. The other one stuck to the scissors. And I wanted it to be taller to have a more offset. I did another card. And I used, I think it was a Crafter's Companion, so I believe I had a kit. That's really how I learned how to do eclipsing. And I used the foam that the kit came with, and it wasn't very tall, so you didn't get that effect. And that kind of left me, you know, I was disappointed, to be honest with you. So I realized that when you add, if your foam is taller, it adds an element of drama. And that's what I wanted. I wanted those words, whoops, to just, you know, pop up off the page. So, or the card in this case. So I use my little rectangular foamies that I get at the 99-cent store. And if you haven't listened to me before, I'm going to tell you guys now, if you are paying more than 99 cents for your foam, you're paying too much. 99-cent store has it. Dollar Tree. I like the 99-cent brand because it's made by, I think, it's Creative Keepsakes. It is a crafting scrapbooking company. So I buy it there. I will usually go in there when I'm starting to get low, when I'm busting out my second to the last roll, and I know I only have one left in backup. I will go back there and buy up like five more rolls and stock it up. So I have a ton of both these little rectangles, and then they have it on a roll, continuous, 1 inch wide, but it is not as thick as these. So they each have their purpose. I use them both. I keep them both. These, I mean, so it's about a half and half as to which ones I use the most. But they do definitely come in handy. So it just takes a little bit more work, but not by much. Not, you know, a whole lot. And then we just put these in. I use these little pieces on this little corner here. Let me see. And then yep, it's hidden. And this little guy that's wanting our attention, he's just hanging out there. We will, oh my gosh, I don't know, can you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear Peanut Gallery, but Peanut Gallery is snoring logs right next to me here in the recliner, right next to the crafting corner of madness. So if you can hear that, the bear is sleeping, and that is the Peanut Gallery. It cracks me up. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So, oh no, we have the A. Wait. Almost done. No, not quite. Let me do the A real quick. This one's ends up being a little bit more tricky. Ends up being trickier, more tricky. That's bad grammar. Bad, Myra. No ice cream for you tonight. Let me take that. Okay, we're just going to go as high up as we can. Coordinate that. And then we'll lay this one down as well. And we'll just cut off the very last piece there. I'm going to trim it a little bit. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. And not draw blood. As only, well, it was more, I took off more than I wanted to, and then it's sticking to me. There we go. Okay, that's the part with the adhesive. And then we'll just toss that away. I'm going to be saving this stuff and go crazy. But now I need to cut these strips a little bit thinner. Oh, that's perfect, I think, I hope. Jeez. Wow, no, not even. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay, much better. Much better. But now I think what I can do, let's cut that little doggle right there. Put it right there, and problem solved. We'll put these little pieces and we'll attach them right here. And I want to press these down well because it'll make peeling the paper off so much easier if they're well adhered to the paper. Okay, so now we're ready to put our letters on. This is not a very difficult concept at all. It's pretty darn simple. I don't know who came up with it, but it's I really like it. It's like, I haven't done very many of these cards. I should do more because I have several alphabet dies in all kinds of sizes. So I want to do this with a slimline. I have this fantastic, amazing blessings die that I hope will even fit on a slimline. It's right. Do I have it handy right here? Let's see it. I got it from, is it Creekside? Creek Bank. So you look at it, and oh look, you know, that's really pretty. Thing is huge. Huge. I never had I could not believe it was this big when I got it. I got it at one of their sales, so I want to use this for a slimline, and I think it'll just barely make it. So I don't know whether we get a shaker. So yeah, you wouldn't tell. I couldn't tell, you know. Die measures 8 by 2.5. Do you think anywhere I paid attention to that? No. But here it is. I have it, and I love it. I do love it. So it will get used. So I'm going to try now with, you know, now with Thanksgiving, everything coming up. I think now is the time to make that slimline card with that die. So let's make that happen. Oops. Okay. I need my tweezers, my favorite tweezers here. Pick up that little piece because it wants to come off. Right. Okay. And then let me see if I can peel, yeah, I can peel off the rest of these. And I use my tweezers. I've seen others use pickup sticks. I don't know how they just go, and they come right up, and I do, and I just stab it, and I pick everything up. So, and maybe it's because maybe I'm doing sound effects, so maybe if I didn't do sound effects, it wouldn't be such a problem. What do you guys think? Cut the sound effects? But it wouldn't be me then, if I weren't making wacky noises and whatnot. Okay, we'll put our A down. Right there. And now I've got to double check my L's to make sure that I apply them in the right order, that they are the correct. Yep, there we go. Got to make sure they're in the right space. Or this could be, let's see, where is, oh, I don't see my, well, here's my pokey tool. Let's see if we can coordinate. I see I've seen so many crafters, and they stab the paper and peel it up. Oh, look, it worked for me. Will wonders ever cease? There we go. Oh, yay. I'm actually competent. Ah, I'm so excited. I know, guys, it's the little things. It's just the little things. We'll lay that L down. So you guys come here just to see what my antics are going to be next, yeah? Because my crafting ain't all that in a bag of chips. It's just my nuttiness. And the fact that I believe I have something to share. There we go. Last one. Okay. Oops. My tool wants to roll away. Alrighty then. Peeps, there you have it. There is, just swap these away. Ow. Where is the pink card? Where did I put the pink card? Ah, I hid the pink card for myself. Okay. So there you have it, guys. Really quickly, I showed you how I assembled these two cards. The other ones are much, I mean, it's not rocket science as far as putting up, but these two were just a little bit different, so I did want to demo them for you. Give me a second, though. I will be right back. I'm going to show you the whole pile of cards together. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, maybe more than 1 second. I am back. It took me longer to get back than I thought. I've been working on these cards. It's taking me 3, maybe 4 days to get these all done, which, I mean, they're not really, again, I said they're going to be quick and dirties. I mean, just very simple cards. But let's be honest here. It's time consuming to do all of these die cuts, you know, in triplicate, because, you know, I all of them except for the Eclipse card, all of these, I wanted them to give it a little bit of dimensionality. So I cut all of these in triplicates, all of these, you know, enough to make all of these cards in, you know, in 3 layers. And you just do have to cut it all up. And I always, you know, I beat myself up over how long it takes me to get stuff done. So I am saying all of this so to tell you guys, don't beat yourself up. I mean, in my case, I work full time. And this week is having a heck of a week. I'm still getting over the cold. I'm doing better, but I'm still coughing. A couple of days ago, Wednesday, I had to take time. I had to take a half a day off to take my mother to a doctor's appointment and then come back and work on stuff. And of course, when I came back, I tripped on our driveway. This was the day before yesterday. On the uneven driveway and launched myself, according to my husband and my our housemate who watched this happen. And I landed on my left side. We thought I had broken ribs. Luckily, I went yesterday, so again, time off, to go to the doctor's, or, you know, Peanut Gallery dragged me and get x-rays done. And luckily, no fractures, no cracks. My doctor says he believes there might be a hairline, but, you know, almost imperceptible. He says more than likely, at the very least, I bruised them very badly. So that's why I hurt. So coughing, you know, I have to hold my side to cough, sneeze, laugh. Don't make me do any of that. I'm a little short of breath, but I'm okay otherwise. Ow, see what I mean? Today I was able to dress myself haltingly. You know, it took a little bit of doing, you know, the backwards bra thing but at least, yay, I didn't have to get help. And so we are improving. So yes, it's been a heck of a week for me to launch into making 35 cards to donate. But here they are. You guys don't care about all of my insane life. You just wanted to see what I made, I think. but I wanted to get this released. So again, because of all these complications, of course, this video is being released later than I way wanted to on World Card Making Day. I just couldn't get it done. I just couldn't. Yesterday we went and took, we hadn't seen Steve's mom in like 2 to 3 weeks because first we were on vacation and then we came back sick, and we weren't going to be around any of the moms while we were sick. So we finally spent the evening there. But I took this with me and I finished up. The only reason they're done is because I took the supplies and was assembling there, while we were chit-chatting and we watched the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. But anyway, I got these done. Excuse, oh, hang on. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I made all of these cards. I'm real happy with how they turned out. They took longer than I wished, but it just is. When you have to glue all of these layered together, we all know that takes time, and that was me trying to simplify them and stop myself from doing more, because that's what I want to do. And here they are all done. Yay! So on Monday, they are going to go out in the mail for Cards for Kindness. But I wanted to show this today on World Card Making Day, because I wanted you guys to see that and I say this all the time, we have the opportunity with what we do, with doing what we love to do, to touch the lives of others and to do good. And sometimes we can do that simply with a card. And with that card, we can tell them, hey, I was thinking about you, or they're celebrating something, or they're having a hard time, or there's been, they've had a loss. You're able to reach out to them and give them a paper hug. And that is something unbelievable that we can do. So do not underestimate it. When you can, do that. And we make the cards for something. It's not like we just make all of these to stick them in a box and bring them out every once in a while and put them like, oh, look how pretty. No, this is to be given out to others. So in this case, these are going to go to be given to other people who need a pick-me-up. So this is mainly why I wanted to release these today. So when you have a chance, and I always say this all the time when I'm making my videos, if I'm going to make a card, I'm going to make 5. Take those extra cards, unless you, mind you, like when we make cards for Christmas, I'm not that we're making them anyway to give out. Obviously, we're going to be making a lot more, but take those extra cards that you make. If you're going to make 1, make 5, and then set them aside and get a pile. I will link you down below to where to send Cards for Kindness. And there's so many places you can donate cards to. You can check out your local, like nursing homes and things like that, veterans. All of these neat, people that a card will make the difference in their day. And that is powerful, people. We have the ability to do wonderful things with something that we love to do anyway. So I just wanted to share this and go out there, guys, and make this world a better place with doing what we love. So I thank you for hanging out with me all the times that you do and with this video. And if you can, give me a thumbs up if you like that. And if you are interested in seeing more stuff, I am really getting back into the mode of doing things. So I will be putting out more tutorials such as they are. It's not like I'm the end all be all, but I love sharing. I love sharing my goofiness and what I love doing here. So hopefully you like it too, and it'll bring a smile to your face. So go ahead and subscribe and go ahead and ding the bell, and that'll tell you when I'm on again. And meanwhile, enjoy World Card Making Day. Do what you love to do. Be you. And have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Take care, and don't forget, we're all a little mad here, all right? So scrap the madness. Talk to you guys later. Bye.